Lease stock's a great solution for people who aren't able to show the income at the level the bank needs to service it based on seeing their full financials. So the approach with the lease stock facility is they look at the asset that you're going to buy, they look at the lease attached to that asset, and they look at the net income that's coming from that asset as well. And they will take a view and say, look, based on this asset, based on the type of property, whether it's commercial, whether it's retail, whether it's office space, whatever it may be, we're happy to lend at X LVR on this asset based on the asset type, but we're also able to lend on X LVR based on that income in isolation. So we generally buy it through what we call an SPV entity, a special purpose vehicle, where that entity is ring fenced and we're just looking at that transaction and we're not looking at anything else outside. So a lot of people say, oh, my business is, not doing too well, or I take all the profit out of it because that's what my accountant tells me to do to save on tax. If you've got the cash, lease stock is still an option that you can explore.
Essentially, they look at it like superannuation in a way, right? They don't look at anything else outside of what's in the fund.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Generally, what LVRs can we get in lease stock? Let's say if we're looking at assets between $3 and $10 million.
In terms of LVR, banks like to play at 65-70% on a full doc basis, sometimes higher for medicos and whatnot. We can sometimes fund 100% of a medico purchase. In lease stock, we're probably gearing between 55 to 65 depending on the yield. So that's where yield is so important. If you're looking at a property that is circa 4% yield because it's under rented based on the market, you're not going to be able to get as much LVR. Maybe a great investment because when you do the market review and you get it up to 6%, you're going to potentially increase the value of the asset by 30% because commercial properties values are linked to the rents that are being paid. But when we're looking at lease stock, we can only use the income coming through on the lease.
So getting something underwritten may not give you the ability to lend as much as you thought you may be able to lend.
It's one of those things where it's probably better suited to those that have that full doc servicing. If we're buying something that's under rented based on the market, but if we're buying something standalone, 6-7%, we're going to be getting that higher gearing.